JEM is my name, no one else is the same. JEM is my name. JEM.
Another episode that's just fine. Seriously, it's fine. It's a good episode. I enjoyed it. I think the problem is I've been spoiled. Spoiled by a string of really, really strong episodes. The first 7 episodes of this season were really good. Especially with the standouts, the band breaks up and Father's Day. Really strong character episodes. The opening 2-parter was great. Scandal was fun. One Gem Too Many was just ridiculous fun. So this season opened up so damn strong that now that it's settled into just good, fun, plot and character-wise, somewhat inconsequential stories, that it's almost a letdown. Which is maybe a little unfair of me, but that's how it is. So, Vivian Montgomery, video to her friends, is taking Gem and the Holograms to some place in Mexico to shoot a video so she can win the one award she has yet to win. And so they're going to shoot at some newly discovered Aztec temple in Mexico. So fun, fun, fun. And there's a pretty great scene early on where, hang on, let me adjust my light. Yeah, it looks better. Should do that before I turn the camera on. There's a pretty great scene early on where Gem and the Holograms are talking with Rhea's parents about where they're going, and she's excited because she's never been to Mexico, but that's where her parents are from, so she's excited to dig into her cultural roots and stuff. And her parents are like, "Oh man, going out of the country, going in the middle of the jungle. I'm scared for my baby girl." And Rio chimes up and he says, "Hey, Mr. and Mrs. Rhea," whatever her last name is. It's Carmen Alonso something. I forget what her last name is. What was it talking about? Oh, Rio says, "Hey, don't worry about it. Video hired the best guide money can buy. And I'll be there too." It's nice that Rio has a healthy chunk of humility and knows exactly where he stands.
Don't worry, Video's hired the best guide available, and of course I'll be there.
Despite that, we'll be just fine.
So off the Holograms and Video go to somewhere in Mexico to shoot a video. Well, Video's cousin Clash finds out where she's going, so she tells the Misfits, and they're like, "Hey, let's go shoot at their location and just mess with things." So they do, because they're jerks. And they get there because they helicopter in, and they start shooting a video, and we reprise Welcome to the Jungle, which is a pretty great video. Because it's just hilarious. It's just a minute and change of the Misfits nearly dying in the jungle. Eric nearly drops a chunk of Aztec ruin on their heads. Snakes attack them. Giant cats with sharp claws and teeth attack them. Plants, I guess poison ivy is there somewhere because plants are like grabbing at them. But I think probably the funniest bit is where Clash is like trying to figure out how to use the camera and the tape literally just falls out of the camera. It just struck me as funny. But the final shot of them standing in the tree is that's a nice artistic shot. That looks good. Well done, Clash. I hope there was tape in the camera when you were pointing the camera at it. There's also a funny bit I noted at the start of the season when the Misfits recruited Jeddah. And they did that great song, I Like Your Style, which introduced Jeddah and her saxophone. And unlike Beat This, in the following episode, which was supposed to introduce the, Rhea and her percussion talents, or at least pit them against Stormer's brother Craig, this was a great showcase for her saxophone. And I wondered, Are we going to get sax parts in the Misfits songs from here on out? So far, no. Nope. No. The Misfits songs so far have not had sax in them. Although this rendition of "Welcome to the Jungle" does show a Jetta playing the sax, but there's no sax in the instrumentation. There is one part that probably could have been covered by a sax, but it's not. Oh well. So Gem and the Holograms are driving along, and they get to a village near the newly discovered Aztec temple. And like, well, hell, this village has been flattened by that earthquake we had a few weeks ago. This is, pre-internet, and apparently it's a newly discovered location. So there they meet little Paco, who is an adorable little ragamuffin, who says, "I want you to take me to America where everybody is rich." Oh, Paco, you've been lied to. But he tags along with Gem and the Holograms. And they get to the ruins. They nearly die getting there, but, they get there. And there is Dr. Balbazar or something, some famous archaeologist, who's like, "Get off my property!" And they're like, "Hey, dude, all due respect, not your property, and we have permission from the government to be here. So, neener to you." And, bah humbug, says he. So he says, "Hey, Paco, I'll take you to America if you do something for me." Paco says, "Okay." And the something is lure Gem over to the sacrificial well. "Hey, Gem, check out the sacrificial well." So she does. And Dr. Balbazar pushes her into it. And she falls a very long way and misses a fairly sizable rock by a couple of inches. So she's okay for now. So they look for Gem, and Paco finds her, and luckily there's a strong vine, and Gem has the upper body strength to haul herself up out of a well. So well done. So someone's keeping fit. Then they track down Dr. Balhazar, and it turns out he's not actually Dr. Balhazar, whatever his name is. He's just a grave robber. The real archaeologist he has trapped in the tomb somewhere, where he traps most everyone else. But Gem walks up, and Showtime Synergy and giant Aztec mean-looking dude waves a sword at him. He's like, "Oh, okay, I'll let them out, and I'll leave all the stuff." And so he runs. They finish the video, and they say, "Hey, we got permission to take you to America, little Paco, because you helped save Gem." And he says, "No, you know what? I was thinking. The Aztecs built this big temple like a long time ago, and the earthquake couldn't flatten it, but it could flatten my village. So I'm going to stay here, I'm going to go to school, I'm going to learn me some architecture, and I'm going to learn how to build buildings that withstand earthquakes, just like the Aztecs used to." And they say, "Sounds like a plan, little Paco." So they win the music award, and send some money to that area in Mexico, and help the town recover and the people who live there. So that's cool. It's a nice episode. It's fine. The Misfits nearly die a couple of times, as I mentioned. The jungle doesn't seem to want them there. They fly in there through a helicopter, and Pizzazz says, hey, let's do loop-de-loops, and she grabs the control stick and ends up crashing the helicopter. Luckily not killing them, but could have. She of course takes no responsibility for her action and blames the helicopter.
I don't believe we survived.
Eric, where'd you get this piece of junk?
Pizzazz, you're gonna get yourself and your friends killed one of these days.
Let's see now. Ah, here it is.